Welcome back to the fucking what?
What are you saying?
I was gonna say the Discord channel.
Welcome to our Discord channel where we record the podcast, and also welcome to our podcast that we also record through Discord.
Where we talk about important subjects like the new Smash Brothers. Maybe they should add one more character, and it should be Wojtek the Battle Bear. Do you know this thing?
No.
I keep getting reminded of this fucking bear, dude. It's a
Do you
real
have a picture of it?
maybe I could probably find it real quick, but he's a bear from World War II, and he fought Nazis.
You know what? That's pretty epic. Whatever.
So, real quick, before we get into our actual subject, there's a few things that I do want to talk about. It's just a bunch of like random information that just like really just caught my eye, and it's stuff that we've talked a little bit about before. So, just 4 days ago, Bethesda released some Starfield concept art. So we're actually getting a little bit of like more information on that game, and honestly, it looks pretty good. I mean, like everything looks a lot like some like if you just looked at any kind of concept art for DLC for like Destiny or something like that, it literally looks like that.
Of course.
Like it actually kind of looked like the Witch Queen concept art.
Oh, wow.
But it's actually like really cool looking. I mean, these are obviously very high resolution, and I don't think that the graphics in the game will reflect that. But I mean, it's something. And
right, because I mean, in general, they're just doing adjustments to the game engine that they made Skyrim and everything on, correct?
I think so.
So it's like it's not like it's going to be
enough about this
extremely next level. It's just like we said, space Skyrim, but
Yeah.
it is nice to have some more stuff on it.
I know. It was like I just thought it would be something to bring up because we talked about it just a little bit ago in the last episode. So, yeah, that's a thing. And let me just tell you, I'm very, very, very upset right now, Justin.
Why are you upset, Brian?
We talked about how upset we are about the Halo series.
Yes.
I don't even have the will to watch it now.
What's going on now?
Oh my goodness. So, let's see if Stephen Kane. So I guess I was a little bit wrong. Spielberg did help a little bit with the show, but he didn't obviously like create the whole show. Most of this, I think, is this guy Stephen Kane, and this is a direct quote from him about the series.
Okay.
We didn't look at the game. We didn't talk about the game. We talked about the characters and the world, so we never felt limited by the game. What the fuck, Steven?
Dude.
They didn't want to feel limited by the game that they're basing the show on? Why?
I'm at a loss for words, dude. Who is that stupid?
Didn't look or talk about it. Nobody has love for this.
Didn't look at the game. I want Master Chief to be like red and like super short.
Oh my! He is actually really short. Like
What do you mean?
when you like look at it, like they didn't even. I don't even think he looks that tall compared to other Spartans and people. He looks about like average height. They try and really humanize Chief in that show.
Oh no.
Yeah. Like how do you make a show that's seriously like, yeah, we're making a Hunger Games movie. We didn't read the book.
But we didn't know they wouldn't have read about the characters either. They just they got whispered about the characters.
There's no
Someone came up through like a vent that was open in their studio and talked about Katniss Everdeen.
Yeah.
That's how they would do it.
So they looked at the characters, but if they didn't look at the game or talk about the game, then yeah, that's just names. That's just names and locations. And, you know, I don't even understand how they made... I mean, it looks good. It looks like it was definitely like... It looks like they took a lot of inspiration from Halo, so it makes very little sense that they didn't even look at the game or talk about it. Like, they just straight
I guess that
up...
would explain, though, the Cortana incident.
Yeah, and I think she
Why
might have
she
even
looks
gotten
so
a redesign.
stupid.
I think a lot of people actually... There's rumors that she got a redesign because of how
Why would they
stupid she
care,
looked.
though?
Yeah, I guess so.
Why would a studio like that care if they don't care about listening in
I
general
can't
or
believe
watching,
that.
looking, talking about the game it was based on? Who would give a crap then?
I genuinely can't believe like the disrespect. Like, and there's not going to be any kind of like character development. You know this.
Well, if there is, it's going to be pretty odd to see this new. Well, I'm not going to see it. Maybe we're going to have to. We're going to have to for the pod.
You know, I think we will. And Xbox is giving away like a free month of Paramount Plus, just so that once so they're giving it away after this whole series has come out, so that people can just binge watch it.
Interesting. It's inspiring that Xbox is going to do that when the studio didn't even take a think about listening to, looking at, or talking about the game that they created.
Can't believe it. Like, it's cool, so bad. So yeah, I mean, we'll have to watch it just for the fact, like, podcast's sake, but I'm not paying for Paramount Plus, so it better be free.
All right, well, that sucks.
Yeah.
A little bit of a damper on that, happiness there.
I'll bring the happiness back with like one of these short things that I have to say, but I do also have to dampen it down for a bit again. So I know that I despise Fortnite with a burning passion, but this news that just came out, like, I gotta talk about it because it's just, I don't even understand what's going on anymore.
Well, it's Fortnite. Go ahead, lay it on me.
The new season just came out for Fortnite. Season 3, Battle Pass 2. I don't know how they fucking... Like, it's Season 3, Episode 17 or some shit. I don't know. It's stupid. But they got rid of building.
Okay, yeah.
You've heard about this.
He sent me a picture of it. I swear it was a meme, but I guess that's a thing,
No.
yeah?
So
where they completely got rid of building?
Yeah.
Indefinitely?
I don't know if it's... I don't know, like... It's possible that it might come back later, but as of right now, there's no building. In fact, they added a few parkour features. They added a sprinting, like, stamina kind of thing going on.
What they're doing is turning it into Apex Legends.
Yeah,
third person.
Yeah, because we all know ever since Fortnite came out, nobody can like deny that Fortnite can't have an original idea.
No, and it's made for kids, but
it is. It's the only.
It's made for the little fantasies that we all have to be the fun little action heroes from every single franchise ever. So
it is the only freaking like game that has like Master Chief and Kratos and all these characters from all these different franchises, and you hate it with a burning passion.
Right.
But yeah, so they got rid of that, and so now they've kind of like completely reworked the game. So who knows what the future for that? It almost makes it seem a little bit more playable.
Well, see, that's the thing, dude. I was talking to my buddies, my twins that I'm working with over at Twinamagins at Twitch. You guys can come follow us on YouTube as well. Basically, we talked about is like the reason I really don't want to play Fortnite is I don't want to go against all these little dumbasses that have played the game so much where they can just instantly build a tower in 0.2 seconds.
It's really not like good to know that you just like played Fortnite and you just got your shit kicked in by a 4-year-old in Kansas who has nothing better to do than spin his controller in circles and build a tower like higher than a skyscraper.
So yeah, I mean, with that news, it kind of makes it seem like it's more enticing for competitive gameplay.
Yeah, so they've said that
before. Go ahead.
No, I was just basically saying they've kind of like did this because they want it to be a little bit more leveled for new players. So it's obviously just a new player grab.
Which is honestly fine, because I mean, it's getting rid of one of the stupidest mechanics I think there is in a game.
Mm-hmm.
I was talking as like the way to make Fortnite good though is, yeah, you can have your little building aspect, but if you were to build a base, not like a giant ass tower in, like I said, 0.4 seconds, like.
Well, I think that's why. I mean, they had a really good thing going with the first Fortnite before they made it a battle royale.
Yeah, the actual zombie
I forgot it was a zombie thing.
Yeah, it was about zombies and stuff, and there was the invasions with the clouds and the smoke and all that, and they would come in and yeah. I wish that game was out because I remember playing the little demo for that, and I thought that was pretty cool.
Honestly, I think that
another like wave thing.
I mean, there was probably like nothing stopping that freaking collaboration thing going on the entire time, but I feel like then it would have kind of made it a little bit better to have like a zombie game where you could play as like freaking Chief and Kratos and all that shit.
Oh yeah, dude.
But yeah, it's bad. I can't believe that.
So yeah, we'll see what that comes up.
All right, and then on a lighter note, since we've kind of been feeling really down about things, I've got to talk about a game real quick.
What game?
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh dear.
No, this is actually a good thing. I'm not gonna lie. So this is the same people who made the Avengers game that I believe last podcast I tore into. I did not. I was not very nice about the Marvel Avengers game. The Guardians of the Galaxy game takes it in a completely different turn.
Okay.
Like it's actually really good. They kind of hit they hit some of the like kind of better points that you want in a video game. The characters are actually like lovable and kind of like relatable in certain ways. Like their designs are really good. The game is really polished. The gameplay is pretty like unique.
Who's the studio that made this one?
Square Enix, and there's another one that helped, but it's mainly a Square Enix game. Same people who made the Marvel Avengers game, so whoever made that one, they did Guardians.
Oh. So they actually made a good game?
It's actually really good. I was up until like 4 a.m, and I had to physically stop myself from playing because it was like it just kept going, and I was like, damn, I'm actually like really invested into this.
Wow.
So yeah, I mean, like, I just had to kind of give people hope that we don't absolutely hate video games. There's still good ones.
It just takes a while for one to actually pop off. Have we talked about the new Lego Star Wars at all?
Not at all. We really haven't, because there's been very little news besides like just of a couple weeks.
Right. So I mean, we're looking at a lot of gameplay recently. Obviously, the game's looking very promising.
Oh, I'm so excited.
And I'm getting my hopes up, and I hope they don't like let me down.
I know. I mean, it's possible that like half of the game will be good, half of it will be bad, because you know it's it's still got some of the sequel movies. So
7, 8, and 9.
Yeah.
Just for clarification, Gosh, 1, 2, and 3 were actually pretty good.
Yeah. No, like it takes a while to get used to the prequel movies, but you know they're actually really good pieces of movies.
Right.
Pieces of movies. But yeah. So yeah, that's a really promising game that's going to be coming up. I think at some point later should bring up this whole like subject of upcoming games that we're all excited for, and just like give like a little talk about it. There's a few games that I actually just discovered a little bit ago that I'm actually really excited about, and I want to talk about it at some point on the podcast. Probably get them a little exposure to get it out sooner.
Yeah, let's. Oh, do you want to talk about it now, or are we saving that?
Nah, probably save it for later. I don't remember much.
Cool.
I don't remember the name of these games, but I know that I want to talk about it.
Yeah, that's all that matters.
Yeah. But now I think we are ready to actually get into our actual subject: video game pre-orders. Are they good or bad, Justin? Tell me. What do you think?
Here's the thing.
Let's get a little Justin hot take.
See it. Yeah, I can see it from both aspects of it being really good, but also really bad in a lot of situations.
Well, what side of the line do you more fall on?
I am more on the line of probably bad.
Yeah.
Because kind of going off of like last week's thing of overhyping and whatever, right? the games that have failed. If you pre-ordered something, sometimes you're not getting your money back.
Mm-hmm.
And the problem is they have these really weird pay-to-the-win features in a lot of games if you pre-order it. Destiny actually fell in line with one of those, actually a couple times.
Which is really sad.
Which is, if you pre-ordered the game, you get a certain exotic weapon. To me, that doesn't make any sense of why you would do that. Yeah, it's very enticing and it's very grabbing for your game, but the issue being some people aren't going to have that gun, and if it has a medal later on, obviously it's going to suck for you.
Yeah, I actually just found out there was a gun recently. It's a new SMG that
the Osteo Striga.
Hidden behind the deluxe edition. So you want to spend $80 on that, go ahead. Which
is extremely unfortunate. Like I said, so it makes me feel bad about it because
that's like paying $20 extra for a gun that may have a meta later or may not.
Yeah, and I think like totally a lot of that stuff can be a little too expensive, especially for gaming. You know, not everyone can obviously afford all that stuff, and I mean, I don't know. It's a good way to, like, I guess, get your foot in the door if you wanted like a physical copy, right? Like if you want a physical copy, and you want the game and you want to make sure that you have it for release. Yeah, I can understand that. I did that with like Halo 5, and I was there of the nightly release.
Oh, we were both there. Do you remember that?
Yeah, we were with one of our buddies.
That was a great night.
At a Best Buy. So that stuff I think is cool for like the memories and obviously getting your physical copies. I mean, we did that with Mario Odyssey, didn't we?
No, I don't think we. Well, I don't know if we pre-ordered, but we definitely went. I
remember
like,
we went and got that one. Yeah,
like we found out that it came out, and we're like, oh shit, and so we ran over to GameStop and got it.
So I mean, for that kind of stuff, sure, I could see like a physical copy, wanting to make sure you get one, or just kind of getting that, like I said, physicality of them.
Yeah, and like the physical copies, like for pre-orders and stuff like that, that would have been great. But the thing is, they're really moving away from physical copies now.
Exactly.
I mean, no, you're good.
Okay, I was gonna say, which brings up why I think pre-orders are actually bad now.
Yeah.
Because obviously, with a digital version, you're going to get the game. The servers might be bad if you're doing like an online game at first, but I mean, that's not your worry. It's you're going to get your game, and sometimes the game will let you play it early. But the problem is with playing early, it's usually only like 8 hours early or like 24 hours.
I know,
early, right?
It's like not even worth it because then like most of the time
it's like you might as well just sleep.
Yeah, like I mean, like when it came to Halo 5, that was like the first and last time that I did a midnight release. Because
me too.
Basically after Halo 5, they stopped doing that because everything started going digital.
Exactly.
Most of the times you can't even find a good Xbox with a disc port anymore. They're all moving to digital only Xboxes and stuff like that.
Right.
So it's like once upon a time, pre-orders used to be the best thing ever. I mean, especially with like the kind of pre-order bonuses that you would get, which we'll get into. But like most of the pre-order bonuses aren't even worth it. It's like spending extra money for like probably like 10 minutes extra of gameplay before anybody else, and maybe like a couple of skins for your like in-game items or person.
Right. Which I could see, if you pre-order the game at the same cost, sure, give like a couple pre-order bonuses.
Yeah.
But when it gets to the more money and the more effort you have to kind of put in to get those things, that is when you're kind of cash grabbing, and it's too much.
And I have I have that very personal like vendetta against that because I wasted like $80 on the pre-order for Mass Effect Andromeda, and the game totally sucked, and all it had was just a bunch of like in-game items that a few times I actually thought I wouldn't have even gotten because the code wasn't always perfect.
Yeah. So, I mean, when it comes to things like that, obviously too much money, but then there's also like collector's editions. If you're a collector, I'm sure you probably get the collector's editions of video games and stuff. But the price point on those bad boys, holy.
Now, with some of those pre-order bonuses that you get, those collector's editions, like, end up being worth a lot and actually are kind of awesome. Like I've seen, like I did a bunch of research on a bunch of like collector's editions and like things that you would get from pre-order bonuses and stuff like that, and some of them were just kind of badass.
Right, and I mean, in general, you're probably turning that into an investment, right?
Yeah, I mean,
that can be pretty good in the future, sure. So, I mean, in those aspects, if you're a collector, I mean, you want to pre-order something and that's what you get, sure, why not, I guess, right? Yeah. But again, it kind of comes down to if is it pay to win or not. Like, obviously, with the Destiny stuff right now, that SMG actually isn't very good anyway. So
yeah, so it's not even worth like wasting.
It's really not really worth it. I'd never use it in general when I'm playing it, and so whatever, right? But still, I don't think you should lock content behind that paywall, I guess.
Yeah.
Of getting it pre-ordered or a deluxe or anything, a pre-order deluxe or even a pre-order in general, unless everyone's able to get it somehow later on, you know, like pretty soon after the game releases, because I don't want to go up against someone that I can't afford, you know?
Yeah, content locking, it really is gonna be the downfall of video games, in all honesty.
I honestly think, to be honest with you, if games don't figure this out soon, I think the free-to-play model is actually going to crush games.
Mm-hmm. And it's funny, because, like, really, the only thing that they hide behind paywalls is just, like, stuff that isn't, like, pay to win. It's just
cosmetic. Right, it's cosmetic.
And I actually like that more. I like the idea that, like, I'm not getting, like, screwed over because I dropped $60 on a game and then found out that I'm gonna have to pay $60 more. Like, even Destiny's kind of learned from that, where, like, yeah, most of their DLCs are, like, you still have to pay for new DLCs and stuff like that, but they at least drop it so it's not, like, $60 anymore or anything like that. Like,
right, yeah, I think it's pretty affordable for what it is, because, I mean, if you're invested in a game and it's actually going longer than a year, you know, why not drop a little bit more money on... you know, purchasing the DLC that you like, you know, like it's a game that you like, why not? I don't have a problem with that kind of stuff, especially with like Elder Scrolls. I know Elder Scrolls has been doing it, you know, where it's like if you like the game, it's MMO, you're gonna get DLC, whatever, right?
I kind of like look, I'm not the biggest fan of their whole like their creator club thing in Skyrim and stuff like that, but at the same time, it's kind of interesting because it's basically DLC now to get these creator club things, and most of them aren't bad. I mean, a lot of the times you just have to pay attention. If you really don't want to pay for these things, you don't have to. They're just mods made by the community that Bethesda purchased.
Right.
And a lot of the times these DLC or these mods will go on sale, and a lot of them are free. I have so many of these like creator club things, and they're all free. Like there's so many of these free ones that I've just claimed, and it's I mean, like, sometimes it can be good, sometimes it can be a little sucky, so I'm not like the biggest fan of it, but it's not the worst. Like, at least it's kind of like a situation of like they're kind of going with the old standard of DLC, where it wasn't stuff that they had created and purposely held back. Bethesda's actually like, hey, these are new things that came out after the fact of the release. So, I mean, if you're willing to pay for these, it would be awesome. Not like, hey, we had this stuff already planned out, but we're going to hold these back so we can make a little bit more money later. Like, I'm not going to judge them too much for their creator club factor.
So Bethesda trying to add mods in. Obviously, they give you like the free mods that you can get, right? Mm-hmm. Where you just go on your Bethesda account and you can sign up and download pretty much any mod you really wanted to, mainly from like the PC ports and stuff. Yeah. But then they wanted to, so it's like, oh, if you do want to get achievements still, well, okay, how about we do this, you know? And then they added them to the game where you could buy them and actually still get your achievements.
Yeah, and I mean, those aren't, I kind of am okay with it for the fact that like these mods and stuff like that, they're actually pretty lore friendly.
Yeah.
Like, these don't make like a lot of these things aren't sitting there like seems super like weird that they're there, you know? They kind of match,
right?
Make it seem like it was supposed to always be there.
Especially with the mustache crab, right?
I wish. Wait, is that one of those pay to win? Like,
I think so. I think it's like a mustached crab or something like that. I could be completely wrong.
I kind of would pay that for that
though. But I guess to kind of go back closer to topic here, pre-orders in general, I think again they're most likely going to be bad from now on. I don't think there's going to be a good pre-order from here, because it's just turning into a bunch of just cash grabbing and corporate shit where it's not really focusing on the gamer.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, where do you stand on it?
I think I'm very similar to you, where once upon a time they were good, but nowadays it really is just kind of useless. I mean, there's no point into pre-ordering because really you can just purchase the game day one. Most likely you got shit to do that day anyway, so you just let it download while you're gone, and now you're back and ready to play it and stuff like that. So yeah, like I don't think it's really worth it anymore. Once upon a time it was, but like some of their some of the bonuses and stuff like that, they really made or break those pre-order concepts.
Yeah.
And now it's just like, oh, do you want to pre-order the Fortnite Battle Pass? Here's Doctor Strange and here's the Prowler. Please pay attention to us. And it was like, yo, you purchased our game? Awesome. Here's just a freaking statue of Master Chief. Why not? This is awesome. I didn't even think anybody would buy this. And it's like, like they had a lot more care, and now it's not worth it because there's no care anymore.
Right, and I remember with the consoles too. You could pre-order the different version consoles, and they had all these cool special editions and all that stuff. And yeah, where did that go? You know, I mean, it kind of lost its. I don't know. Maybe we're just growing up again. Like
in a way, it's still kind of going, but now it's for PC parts. I mean, there's the Master Chief graphics card that came out.
Yeah,
it's just a graphics card with like Master Chief prints and stuff like that. So it's like kind of like evolving in a very strange way.
But yeah, man, I don't know. I don't think pre-orders are ever going to be where they were.
Yeah, I think like let's just give like a little flashback to some of these like really good pre-order bonuses that you would get, and I've got a few examples right here. And weirdly enough, number one on this list of a really good pre-order bonus is from Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts. Weirdly enough, I sent you some like stuff on Discord, but Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts actually came with a really good pre-order bonus, because if you got Nuts and Bolts, they gave you the first game, like a remaster, like kind of a...
It's kind of an up graphics.
I think
like a scaled graphics one.
Yeah, I think they have to just scale it because obviously they haven't remastered the first Banjo-Kazooie, but they gave you a free download of the original Banjo-Kazooie, which is actually really cool.
Oh, yeah, I think that's really cool.
That's like purchasing a bundle pack. Like you didn't even realize that you were purchasing a bundle pack.
And that's not pay to win, right? Because I mean, you're just getting a single player solo experience anyway if you wanted to go play the game.
No, and you're actually just getting a better game out of it.
Yeah.
You're like, hey, look, we already know that this game's not going to be doing so good, so we gave you something to reminisce and forget about this game that you actually bought.
Yeah, dude. Which, yeah, sounds very enticing. I think that's a really good way to do it. Why not do that? If there's a new game coming out and it's like a sequel, why not release the original along with it?
Mm-hmm. And I'm pretty in support of remasters and stuff like that. And that's actually a subject that I do want to get into later, is games that need a remaster.
Yeah.
But we also got another pre-order bonus for Grand Theft Auto 4. These were actually kind of some of these, like, a lot of these are back in the old days when pre-order bonuses were a lot more physical. So if you pre-order Grand Theft Auto... Toast. Okay. Anyway. So yeah, if you pre-ordered Grand Theft Auto 4 on Amazon, they actually sent you a few different things. Like, I don't know if they all came with it or if it was just like a kind of a random thing that you might get. They gave you like a lockbox, a CD, in a duffel bag, all like Grand Theft Auto like stylized and stuff like that. So that's like really cool. I mean, like you get a freaking duffel bag out of it. You got a lockbox to hide your drugs. I don't know. Don't do drugs. And then
no condones.
I don't know what the CD was, but I bet it was cool.
Yeah, that's going along with the fact of like, okay, we're giving back, but did it cost extra money or was it?
I think with a lot of these old pre-orders, they actually did cost a little bit of extra money, but that was because those
you get some physical stuff with it,
those definitely costed extra because of the physicality and stuff like that. But that's why we're upset, because you get that extra payment nowadays, and you don't get any of these like cool rewards for it.
Right, which sucks.
Yeah, I know, it really does.
There's no reason to it anymore.
This one was really interesting. I think this is kind of like a once in a lifetime opportunity. Because Borderlands 2, if you pre-ordered the game, you got a lot of in-game loot and stuff like that. So, you know, kind of like along the lines of what you would do now for pre-orders. And it also says discounts to the original. So I think discounts to the original Borderlands game, which is nice because you still of get another game out of it, but you still have to pay for it. And then you also had the opportunity to play Borderlands 2 with the developers.
Okay,
that's a really cool
a little raffle or something.
I guess with just pre-order, like you just get to like play with a bunch of the development team and shit.
Interesting.
Yeah, so I mean that's just like kind of a interesting once in a lifetime opportunity for pre-ordering a game, and I think that's where like that's a good pre-order bonus, because that's that feeling that you're never gonna get another shot at, you know?
Right.
I mean, I played that Pavlov game, the VR shooter.
Pavlov VR, yeah.
Yeah, I've actually played a few rounds with developers and stuff like that. It's a really interesting experience.
Well, because they obviously understand the game.
Yeah, they were actually there's a few times that I ran into some dicks. But
that
doesn't represent all of the development team. They were just kind of tired of playing with a bunch of random kids because everybody has an Oculus Quest now.
Right. Can't blame them for that.
Yeah, you really can't blame them in most parts. But, yeah, so, I mean, like, that's a really interesting kind of pre-order. It's not something you hear quite often.
Yeah.
Most of these, like, really good pre-order bonuses were a lot of just giving you other games with it, because this next one we have is for the Wind Waker on GameCube, Legend of Zelda Wind Waker, and it actually came with a really unique copy of Ocarina of Time for the GameCube.
Okay,
because Ocarina of Time was did already come out on the GameCube later, and that's where Master Quest originally came from.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, like, but this one was just unique because I think I sent you a picture of it. It was mainly the CD itself. It's just a rare CD. Like, it's
I see it.
Like, got a bunch of like fire and it looks kind of holographic and stuff like that. It was a really cool CD, and it's still like very popular collector's item nowadays. Like, people are still trying to go after it now.
Well, because that's with Nintendo too. Nintendo is such a huge thing, right? Where a lot of us kind of grew up playing those Nintendo games, and yeah, that'd be something I would want, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
Especially like the I remember the gold cartridge for Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time too. Remember that one?
You still have that, don't you?
I think we still have it. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, dude! I love like Legend of Zelda, and I'm a little worried in most parts about how they're going about it nowadays, but it's still I mean, I don't know. We'll have to get into we'll have to dedicate like an entire episode to Nintendo issues and like great things and stuff like that.
Right.
Because I feel like Nintendo themselves are guilty of a lot of issues, but they're also one of those unique kind of game developers that have a very different thing than this whole PlayStation versus Xbox and PC war, you know?
Right.
They're just kind of there.
Right, but they're also like their own entity where no one really wants to combat them.
No.
And there's no point to, because Nintendo's probably gonna win.
Yeah, I mean, they kind of created a system of that challenged other developers now.
Oh yeah, exactly. The Switch, yeah, exactly. And then the Steam Deck, right? That was trying to kind of combat it with PC, right?
Yeah, I don't think it's officially released yet, so we don't know if that's gonna actually be the combatant that kills off Nintendo.
Which I don't think it can.
No, there's still gonna be a lot of like kind of memorability to Nintendo and stuff like that.
Right.
Like, I think it's kind of like one of those grandfathered in game developers and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, I feel like the Steam Deck will hurt Nintendo in a way.
Yeah.
Because there are a lot of problems with the Switch now, with being the like the crappy controllers and them constantly breaking and stuff like that. It's so bad.
But then there's that high price point though on the Steam Deck.
Gosh, yeah,
that high price. giant price, man.
But then again, you might as well purchase the Steam Deck because you're going to spend that price getting new Switch Joy-Cons.
Yeah, if you think about it long term, it might actually last longer.
It's true. But a little bit more back to the subject.
Jeez, yeah.
Oh man, this is gonna be the ranting episode because we're kind of running into a lot of like issues that we weren't even thinking about.
I actually wanted to talk about not just pre-orders, but actually free-to-play models. I brought it up, and it's kind of sitting on my mind a little bit, but like
we could talk about it a little bit. We still have plenty of time. Yeah,
I think we should talk about free-to-play models and who's done it right and who's pretty much done it terrible. And to be honest with you, I don't think there's many companies that have made a really good free-to-play.
Bonus subject. All right, what's going on? Who do you like? So you don't think any company has really?
There's a couple, right? I mean, one that really stands out is kind of Warframe. You don't hear too many bad things about Warframe.
Wait, is that the it's kind
of like
Space Ninjas?
Like the Destiny-like third-person Space Ninja game.
Oh my gosh, I forgot about that.
That one's a free-to-play. Obviously, you have to buy like DLC and all that stuff, but it's a pretty fluid and not too. I don't think it's very pay-to-win. I only played it a very short amount of time, but with the amount of time I had, it was it was a good experience. It was fine. But they're still making content, and I think they're doing it pretty well. I mean, they add a lot of new content and everything. But when it comes to pretty much almost first-party like games, the what is it, AAA?
Yeah.
AAA games, like Halo and like COD and stuff. I don't think those games are going to actually perform a free-to-play experience in a good way. I think it's going to be a lot more negative, and we've already seen that. I mean, with the first addition of free-to-play to your game that doesn't have a good anti-cheat, you're going to run into a lot of cheaters because it makes it real easy to cheat.
Mm-hmm.
Because so many more people are coming onto the platform.
Well, console just doesn't even pay attention to anti-cheat at all.
They have some types of built-in systems and stuff, and it helps for consoles and stuff, but it's way more easy to cheat on PC, and especially when you're trying to crossplay,
Oh yeah, and crossplay is going to be a huge issue when it comes to cheaters.
Exactly, because obviously on console you can't cheat to combat the cheating, right?
No, because then you just get banned.
There's no good way to cheat, and then obviously you'll get banned, right? I mean, that's a given. But then there's the other fact of with free-to-play, you are looking to spend so much money on cosmetics because that's how they have to make their money, which is okay.
I mean, yeah, you're still getting a freaking game out of it. Like, cosmetics is really not an issue when you're still getting a game out of it. Like, that's why I kind of like when free-to-play games kind of only focus on paying for cosmetics, because, like, yeah, I mean, they still get you with it because you kind of feel left out. You get the FOMO,
right?
Because you see all these people with like all these like rare skins, and you're still running around as Minecraft Steve, like.
Yeah, dude, and I think there's issues with it. When COD's been doing it, they have this thing where I'm sure most people know about, where it's you obviously have like your season pass, and if you don't purchase the season pass, though, you kind of lose out on guns. Or if you don't purchase their other games, you also lose out on guns. They give you versions of them, and you can unlock certain ones. But the issue is a lot of those guns that you can't have are pay to win, because metas revolve around them.
Yeah.
So when they're trying to
I remember that with
metas,
Warzone.
yeah, exactly, dude. And the Warzone right now is in kind of a shitty state, and developers have, acknowledged it, because it doesn't make any sense to why they have all these guns that are in the meta, especially like World War II guns that are meta, over these modern weapons, right? Where that doesn't make sense, because modernized weapons have way more advancement, I guess, right?
No, that's like true. I mean, it's like, it's weird to think about it because, you know, we're talking about video game weapons, and you don't think about it like they're equal because they're the same, like they're all just code. But no, like it should be a little bit more realistic, where modern weapons are a little bit better than World War II weapons.
Right, and I mean that's where like the issue is right now with the game, with it being free to play, and like if you want to get Vanguard, you're obviously going to have the ability to upgrade your weapons outside of Warzone way faster.
Honestly,
so all of us, it kind of sucks where it's like these guys are running these guns that are from an older era. I don't want to buy Vanguard because Vanguard's a shit game. So I can't level up my guns and compete very well. Obviously, you'll get a win here and there with other guns and stuff, but there are some of the guns in there you can't even get or unlock if you don't have the game.
Yeah. I mean, like, there's a lot of issues with, like, Call of Duty's Warzone and stuff like that. But I gotta admit, their Battle Pass kind of situation, I really do enjoy.
I like it too.
Because you can... The thing is that they really do support people who play the game. Because,
right, I mean, yeah.
Because, like, yes, you do have to shell out money to get these battle passes, whatever. But Call of Duty makes it worth it. And I think Halo also kind of makes it worth it when they do their battle pass. In a way, there's back and forth. Call of Duty is worth it because, yes, you still get that time limit on it, but you also get the chance to earn in-game currency and stuff like that. And then you can
not
use
just
that
the chance either. Like you actually get the currency.
Yeah,
you get 100 like every single time up to like 1,000. So you can even buy the next battle pass
for no money. You basically spend $10, and if you play the game enough, you can really just, you know, like basically have the battle passes for free.
Exactly.
And Halo, like they're kind of like back and forth with their kind of battle passy thing, because yes, you still have to pay each season, but they also don't put a time limit on it, so you keep that content that you pay for.
Yeah.
And it's only like $10, so it's like kind of not too bad. But, you know,
only if Halo was a better game.
Exactly. It's not, that's also kind of mixing in with the fact that like all of their cosmetics are very hard locked and god damn.
Yeah, it's like we've already talked about how bad that system is, but
yeah.
That game being free to play, and well, at least the multiplayer, it's obviously failing. It's not doing what it needs to do, and I think they've even talked about it a little bit. The developers.
Have they?
I think so. Could be wrong on that, but
I mean, like, I don't know. I really haven't heard them say anything about the game besides like, yeah, we're really liking it.
Right. But in general, I just don't think the free-to-play models is going to be the way from here. I think it's got to go up to do something else.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know whether that be a full purchase of the game or just... I don't know, because, I mean, it's service-based at that point, and... Yeah, it's kind of hard to determine of what's actually going to work or not.
Yeah, free-to-plays can get very hit or miss in some aspects because of that fact of, like they really rely on the purchase of their cosmetics and stuff like that.
Right. And I think that's what makes Apex Legends so good, right?
Mm-hmm. I really got to get onto that because I mean, like, I need more games to play with people.
Right. I mean, but with Apex Legends, they've obviously added a bunch of content to it, but they've never once really made it like pay to win. Obviously, you can get new characters and stuff, and yada yada yada. But I mean, it's really just cosmetics, and you unlock points to unlock every character in the game anyway, as long as you're playing long enough. Like, so you can choose what, you get to choose what character you unlock with the in-game currencies and stuff. You don't have to buy the character.
Okay, that's actually really good.
So they've done it in a way where it's actually very enticing to play the game. You buy your champion that you want. You obviously start out with like the 5, but you can buy the champion of your choosing once you get enough points, and then if you don't like that champion, well, you go back to your originals until you unlock more points to get another one, and you can just have enough until you unlock all of them.
Actually, I didn't even know that, so that's actually a little bit more enticing to want to get
that. Right, and I mean, like, obviously you can buy their battle passes, and I think they do something similar too with the in-game currencies and stuff.
Oh man, really? Man, I didn't realize this. Like, I would have been playing Apex a lot more if I knew that like they actually really supported their player base. That's why that's why I was addicted to freaking Warzone for so long, because their cosmetics were really cool. And
yeah, especially the tracers and
yeah, and then you could get more and more if you played enough. So I really appreciate the love for the players and being able to earn back what you play.
Yeah, and I mean with Apex Legends 2, it's not just Battle Royale anymore. They've obviously have the arena mode where it's 3-on-3. Just like a little arena.
I tried it. I'm not that good. I died in the first 2 minutes.
It's really, really different. But they also just added a 9v9 mode where it's domination, control type gameplay where you got to control zones, and then the more zones you have with the kills gets you more points and all that.
That's actually really cool.
And so they've been doing all this kind of stuff to really just change the way that the game is, and it's fun, right? I'm still kind of on the fence about the time to kill, but it's way more skill based that way.
Yeah, I've noticed a lot of the time it's really skill that gets you far in that game. Where it kind of seems like that's not the biggest factor in a lot of other games. It's not the skill; it's the meta.
Yeah, exactly. Obviously every game's gonna have meta. Apex has meta, but you can use a lot of different things in that game to combat. And then if there is something that's doing insanely well, the developers, what they do is they take that gun and they put it into care packages. So it's an extremely rare drop. Okay. Or everyone's going to be fighting for it. That's the hint at the Kraber, the sniper that can pretty much one-shot in that game. They put that in the care package, so you have to be lucky enough to even find that in the care package.
Exciting.
But I could go on and talk about Apex for a while. I obviously used to kind of hate it in a way.
I remember you were actually really hyped to play it, and then
I got pissed.
Yeah, you got pissed real early on, and then you stopped playing it for a really long time. It wasn't only until recently I found out you were back into it, and I had kind of back and forth with the game as well. As of right now, I'm just kind of in a neutral state where it's it's actually really interesting, but I haven't had the energy to play it myself, I don't hate it, but I haven't had the energy to play it myself.
But that's the problem too, is I don't think they really support solo players too much. No, obviously you have your in-game chats and all that if you want to play with different people, but it's not going to be the same. I do think there needs to be some sort of solo
that's
option.
Another reason I was so addicted to Warzone, because they actually did kind of support the solo people.
Yeah, exactly. They gave you options. You had the doubles, trios, singles, all that stuff.
And then you knew you weren't going to get totally swarmed because you were actually put into a solos game. So everybody in there is solos.
But yeah, in general, I don't think the free-to-play model is going to work unless you do it like Apex. It's got to be complete cosmetics. You still have to have a way just to unlock everything. But if you want these really weird, extravagant skins, you're going to have to pay some money, whatever. But do not make your game pay to win. That's where a game fails. And we obviously all know that. And
I think
whatever. I think loot boxes are whatever, right? If it's something you don't have to pay for and you can still earn loot boxes, why not have them? But it's made a lot of gambling problems with people.
Like, real quick mention though, I think I know exactly where this whole free to play and pay to win controversy really picked up. Because obviously it's been a problem for years, but it really picked up once Battlefront 2 came out.
Exactly.
Because I remember there was a huge issue where just in the beta alone, they were already making pay-to-win items.
Yep, it was the card system.
Yeah, and then they basically had to completely scrap all of their in-game purchases just because nobody was like playing the game. So they basically release the game, and the most they make off of it is by first-time purchase. Everything else is like free to play now, all around. Like, you can earn all of these like things to purchase things and stuff like that, but they're useless because you can't buy anything.
Yeah, and see, that's the thing, is that game kind of failed from the start, and that should have been a game we probably talked about a little bit, because I mean, people still play it today, and I think mainly people are playing that out of denial.
Trust me, I know, because I went through and I played through the entire, like, I got every achievement on that game because I was just so bored, but it was also, like, at the same time really entertaining because, like, they still, like, they've gotten a little better, sure, but it's never going to be the same as it once was, you know, of, like, Battlefront 2 originally.
Which, to me, if you're going to remake a game, why not remake the game?
No, people see remake, like, game developers see remake and they see reboot.
Right, and
reboot
see, that's
isn't
what
what
we should have been
calling
it.
Nobody wants the reboot. They want the remake. They want the same feeling that they got in Battlefront 2 on the freaking Xbox original, and the the graphics of Battlefront 2 Xbox One.
Yeah, we wanted the really cool graphics with our old game. That's exactly what I wanted out of it.
That's what we were supposed to get.
It never played anywhere near that, right? So, I mean, it was clunky, it was poop, and it failed. To me, it failed.
This is episode 2, where we talk about games that failed.
Yeah, sorry, that was the last episode, my bad.
No, you're good. I don't even understand how we didn't talk about that last episode. Did we? I don't remember.
I don't think we touched on it at all.
I don't remember that at all. So, yeah.
No, I don't think we touched Battlefront at all. But, whatever. I mean, we can talk about it now, whatever.
Well, nowadays we don't touch it at all anyway, so.
Yeah.
I still have the original Battlefront 2 downloaded, and it's just kind of like, it's kind of that situation of, like, I want to play it, but I'm also, like, I feel like I need to play it with, like, a large group of people.
Which sucks because they obviously took away that aspect of playing online. You have to couch co-op.
Don't they have it on PC now, though? Like, they still have servers on PC?
I don't think so. I thought they got rid of all of them. I could be wrong.
I'll have to look that up, but yeah.
If they do, we may have to play that.
Yeah, I mean, I'll have to get it again, but it's only like $10, so what's the harm?
Right.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, we've touched on a lot of subjects. I think this was kind of like, I mean, like, we had the main subject of, like, pre-orders, if they're bad or not, but I think this was kind of a nice, like, little, like, podcast episode to really kind of touch on other things that were, like, outside of subject as well, because, like, I was like, yeah, we honestly could fill in a whole hour with, like, video games pre-orders and stuff like that, and if they fail or not or whatever. But, like, I was sitting there, I was like, you know what? I'm realizing it now. I don't think pre-orders is, like, something that could actually last a full hour, so I'm actually glad that you brought up a lot of other subjects and stuff like that, because of the fact I'm like, man, I don't think I could have, like, talked about pre-orders for an hour. And so, like, a lot of these subjects do require these hours to take. But for the most part, like, I mean, I think we just need a podcast episode like this where we could just kind of rant about other things and then give praise to games that just kind of deserve it. Like how I mentioned Guardians of the Galaxy. A weird hit. Like, I think it's a hit or miss, but for me, it was definitely a weird hit.
Yeah, and I want more of those games to actually give us that little bit of hope that games will still come out
good. It's because it's a unique game. Like, I haven't played anything like this in a very long time. I don't even think I can think about another game that's very similar to Guardians. It's like a very, very unique.
And see, with a Marvel game, I kind of want the Ultimate Alliance experience.
Oh my gosh, I used to love Ultimate Alliance.
Yeah, I kind of want that experience again while playing it, but I also want like the Wolverine experience on like PSP. I mean, I had the Wolverine game for PSP.
Well, you'll get
or
that
my brother
soon.
Did.
You'll get that soon. They're going to be doing a new Wolverine game.
That's going to be interesting, and I hope it's as satisfying as it was for me as a kid playing that.
Have you not heard about this?
I have not.
Justin, the people who made the PlayStation 4 Spider-Man, the very popular Spider-Man, they're making a Wolverine game.
Really?
It's going to be good. Trust me. The Insomniac Games knows what they're doing. It's going to be PlayStation, yes, but they know what they're going to be doing.
Well, see, that's what I have an issue with.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Game console exclusives. We need to get away from that.
PlayStation is very, very adamant on their exclusives.
Well, yeah, because people will literally buy a console just to play Spider-Man.
I mean, it really is. I have your old PlayStation, and I use it for Spider-Man, and what else do I use it for? Shadow of the Colossus.
Exactly.
Yeah, I use it for Spider-Man and Shadow of the Colossus, and that's it.
Yeah, so there's really I don't know, man. To me, that's not worth it. You're just paying to play one game, right?
Yeah, it really is.
So, all in all, console oh my gosh, console exclusivity should be destroyed. We should have it a little more open.
It kind of seems like we were talking about console exclusives the entire time.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like the way you said it at the very end, it was like, were we talking about this the entire time and I just wasn't paying attention?
Yeah, we've actually been talking about console exclusivity, bro.
Yeah. You know what? That actually could be like another thing that we should hit on another podcast. Is
right.
Console exclusives.
Are they good or bad?
Are they good or bad?
That's our criteria.
I know the criteria that I base a lot of these are very much like game show hosts, like kind of like criteria, like like will it burn or does it kill? Like have you seen?
Sure,
you know exactly what I'm talking about. The freaking
all right, Fortune Fire.
Yeah.
Does it kill?
Does it kill? I love this way it says that.
Says it. All in all, but I guess to hit one last little summary, pre-orders, mainly bad. That's where we're standing on it. Console exclusivity, shut up. We'll talk about you. And it's going to be nice to see some games every once in a while that are good, obviously. And we'll talk about our anticipated games. Probably next episode along with console exclusivity. Maybe we do that for next one.
Yeah, maybe. We got a lot of subjects that we could pull up, so we'll figure it out.
Cool. Where are we at?
We still have like a few minutes, so I could quickly run through some of these like honorable mentions of really horrible pre-order bonuses.
Sure.
One of the pre-order bonuses, Sonic Colors, they sent you a hat, which was just Sonic's head. And they scalped him and gave it as a hat.
Fun. Yeah, it looks like a really
so bad.
If it looks like an army helmet.
It looks like something that one kid from You Freaking Freaks would own.
Yeah, right.
Oh man, where is that kid?
Just imagine a blue army helmet that's made out of like a nice felty cotton that has Sonic's hair and eyebrows.
Gross. It's so gross.
Our military needs to be wearing this.
So yeah, number 2, we got a life-size dubstep gun that came with Saints Row 4 or 5.
Okay.
I don't know Roman numerals, but it came with Saints Row. It's actually really cool. Like I got like a miniature version from a Saints Row pre-order that was like.
I think I remember that. Didn't your one of your brothers have that?
Yeah, yeah. I stole it from him. So.
Right.
But yeah, it was like a little mini one. It was actually really badass. So I guess you get a bigger one. All right, honorable mentions. Finger puppets with Street Fighter 4. That's
Ew.
gross. It was really gross. It's literally
that
Thumb
seems
Wars.
kind of kinky, dude. That's some really horny shit.
It's Thumb Wars, Justin.
If you think about it.
No, I don't want to think about
beat
it.
the pussy up.
No, stop.
Oh, come on. That was a good one.
No, I'm not gonna give you that.
Why?
Because it's gross. I'm not thinking about that. I don't want to think about that.
You don't have to think about it. You just have to leave it in. Like the finger puppets after you're done.
Oh, joke's on you. I'm going to leave this segment in.
Yeah, exactly. Leave it in.
Fuck you. Fuck you for that one. This one was bad. Sonic Lost Worlds, as a pre-order bonus, gave you 25 extra lives.
What?
Yeah.
What does that even mean?
That means the game was so insanely difficult. As a pre-order bonus, they gave you 25 extra lives in-game.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's odd.
That's the worst pre-order bonus I've seen yet.
That's terrible.
Uncharted 2 came with golden weapons. That was
so just skins?
Yeah.
Okay. Which we've deemed fine.
A game called Remember Me is
we don't.
Is like from 2003. Yeah, nobody remembers it. That's the irony of it.
Ooh, interesting.
It came with extra attacks for the game.
What?
So like it has a move list. It was actually kind of unique because you could actually set up a custom combo list and stuff like that.
Okay.
But the thing about it was they added like 3 different moves that I guess were already in the game, but they decided to leave out as a pre-order bonus.
What?
Yeah, so it was like a spin kick or something like that, and then like a triple punch or something like that. It's stupid. They just withheld content for a pre-order's sake, and it wasn't even good. It was 3 extra moves that you probably didn't need.
That's really stupid.
This one's interesting. This one only happened in Europe, I believe. But Second Son, infamous Second Son, came with glow-in-the-dark condoms. As a pre-order bonus, which
along with the Street Fighter condoms.
Yeah.
The finger puppet condoms.
Finger condoms, yeah.
Yeah, okay. That's
so,
pretty cool.
Like, combined, you become the ultimate virgin. It's true. Who the hell
in that one too?
Who's pre-ordering this? Like, oh hell yeah, I'm gonna finally have some condoms, and then they order it, sits in their wallet for 40 years, and they never use it.
Well, they have to use one, bro. They have to take it out and see if it glows in the dark.
They're probably those kind of virgins.
And then they repackage it.
They're probably the kind of people who jerks off with a condom just in case.
Yeah, just they don't want anything to spread.
He's like, I used all of them, and it's like on a girl.
Well, they should have got the comeback scene, bro. Stop the spread of the seed. What? Wait, the comeback scene is literally like what? A vasectomy.
What? What are you talking about?
I'm just thinking, man. It's good branding. Because we say spread the seed, right? Well, we want to stop the spread of seed. So you get the cum vaccine, a vasectomy.
Everybody go check out Justin's condom company.
Stop the spread of seed.
I need to talk to your freaking PR guy.
You're talking to him. Anyway.
Yeah, we got Resident Evil 5 came with sand globes.
Sand globes?
Yeah, so not a snow globe, a sand globe.
So it's a ball of water filled up with sand.
Exactly, because the game takes place in Africa, so why would they have snow? Yeah, these sand globes were actually horrible because, unlike a snow globe, they didn't really do anything. They just kind of slushed around like mud.
That's really weird.
Assassin's Creed Black Flag actually came with a football.
Okay, so maybe for like, I guess, flag football.
Not even like
the whole branding.
No, not
what
even.
Does that mean?
Not even a full size football. It was just like a tiny. You can see it in the Discord chat. It is literally just a tiny football that you would probably give to your like 4-year-old. That is actual size. What you see on that tiny image.
No. Was it? Oh wait, was that one of those like little ones that we used to throw at each other?
Yeah, it was like literally the size of your palm.
Yeah, dude, that's unfortunate, man.
Yeah, I mean it's sad too because that game wasn't bad. Black Flag actually was pretty good.
It was the better Sea of Thieves maybe. Sea of Thieves was awesome.
Sea of Thieves, no, it's definitely Sea of Thieves was better than Black Flag. Somehow, like Sea of Thieves made sailing on an ocean for long periods of time fun.
Yeah, we need to fucking play that again, bro.
Man, especially now that I have a PC.
You know what? We should play it with my twin boys.
I would love that.
We go with them. Pick a galleon, yeah. We can start having you come in, baby.
Yee.
Baby girl, little stinky, little stinker,
little stinky baby,
little stinky baby boy.
Call me your little pee-pee boy.
You're my little pee-pee diaper baby.
Oh God, okay, never mind. I forget this ever happened. We're gonna get a lot. We're gonna get a lot of views just on this last little bit on its own. Whew.
Yeah, you can make some clips out of it, whatever.
Yeah.
All right. Any of the other mentions?
Last honorable mention was Super Mario Galaxy. Came with a coin.
Came with a coin. What do you mean a coin?
Like it came with a commemorative coin that had a picture of Mario on it, and it was a.
Did you send this one?
Unfortunately, I didn't get a good picture of it, so it's just a weird close-up image of Bowser's face. Just says commemorative coin. But literally just think of a quarter with Mario's face on it, and that's what they sent you as a pre-order bonus.
Why don't we have that as one of our currencies in like now?
Because I don't know, our social system sucks.
He's done more for this country than
he really has. Mario
Benjamin Franklin.
Though we're not going to talk about the fact that Mario did actually destroy the Twin Towers. I'm not even joking. Have you seen the Mario movie? Like
no.
the Super Mario Brothers movie?
No.
They Thanos dusted the Twin Towers.
Oh, that's awful.
Yeah. It did not end well. I mean, they did. That was it did not age well.
Nor did it end well.
No. I'm gonna make sure that I am being 100% honest with this because I remember them doing that in that movie, but I need to make sure that actually does happen before I leave this clip in, because if I just mention how Mario destroyed the Twin Towers and it's not true, then it's gonna be real awkward.
Just every time you say twin, put 2. So it sounds like Lord of the Rings instead.
I still don't think that. I don't think that helps.
It does something.
Yes, the 2 towers in New York City.
And on that note, do you have a way to end this one?
Justin, I don't think we have a way to end this one.
I really don't know what to say, so why don't we just go ahead and end it here. Right!